I mean, is Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Hey, good afternoon. Long time no see. Special shout out to those of you that were just with us a few hours ago. So far, I am 1-1 on the day. If you're wondering, Kyle, why are you not 2-0? Well, it's because the Dodgers gave up 5 freaking runs in the 8th inning to blow the lead. Wow. So I'm 1-1 on the day. The win was a -120. That game's still going on, Boston, Milwaukee, but I had over 7.5, so I'm already good. So yeah, 1-1 to start the day. Down some vig. A lot of baseball to play, but I thought for sure, man, 25 minutes ago, I was like looking like a 2-0 start. I was feeling like $1 million. Then that Dodgers collapse was something else. Tanner Scott, man. Tanner Scott. What is going on? Just could not get a single out. This will be a quick one. We got one NBA game. Chris is right here, bringing him on now. Then we got Modai's home runs. I actually messed the order up, so I got Modai's home run second. I messed the order of the Chris, what's up, man?
What up, Kyle?
Not much. So this will be a quick one. And there's only one WNBA game, and I see you have a first half total here.
Yes, I played first half under. I don't know what the current number is, Kyle. I haven't checked it in a while. But this morning it was 83. It was moving up. First it opened higher than it was. Then it moved down. Then I guess the money came back in on
83.5
over. 83.5. So you can get a better number than I got. I got 83. And the reason behind this one is pretty clear. So Caitlin Clark is out, for people who don't know. You've been living underneath a rock. She will not be playing, I think, for the next 2 weeks. I think that's going to impact the offense in a bad way and impact the defense in a really good way. She plays like it's kind of interesting to compare it to Tyrese Halliburton, Kyle, but that's how the Fever play basketball. So you can imagine, like, first game, not just the first game of the season, because Halliburton was, dealt with some injuries. But Caitlin Clark, she got drafted last year. This will be the first time the Fever have played basketball without Caitlin Clark in 2 years. So you got all last year and the first handful of games this year. When I looked into the defensive impact, the Fever are actually a +10 in defensive rating without her on the floor versus with her on the floor. So I think the pace slows down a little bit for Washington. They've been a slow-paced team. They're 7th in pace. I think we don't have the numbers, of course, without Caitlin Clark on the floor, but I think they play a little bit slower. As far as venue, I think that's an important part of the total in this game as well, because Caitlin Clark is playing. They moved this from where they typically play, which is a smaller gym in Northern Virginia. They moved it to a gym in Baltimore. So this is not even necessarily the Washington Mystics home arena. Oh wow! Right, which of course slight sight line is going to be a little bit. You'll have to adjust for that as well. And then last but not least, Kyle, for the Washington Mystics, they started the season off at home. They actually they beat the Phoenix Mercury. This was like the beginning of last week. Then they just went on a grueling 4-game road trip. It started in Connecticut, so they were on the East Coast, but then they flew out west to play the Sparks. They played the Valkyries, and they played the Aces. So this is their first game back home after a 4-game road trip. 3 of the last 3 all on the West Coast, and they only had 1 day to travel in between. So you think about all those different factors. I just think that this could be a game where we see some defense earlier, especially with the Fever adjusting, to life without Caitlin Clark for the next couple of weeks. So I play first half under. I don't know what happens in the second half, but I think it'll take a while for these teams to get adjusted and acclimated given their current circumstances.
Yeah, first half under makes sense. Fever's defensive efficiency goes up without Caitlin Clark. The limited sample that we have, pace slows down. Maybe a flat spot for Washington, especially early coming off the road trip. Makes sense. First half under. Shout out to S. and UCapper in the comments. I don't expect a ton of people to be in here watching when there's baseball on and it's our third show of the day. But shout out to those guys.
What up, RC? What did he say, guy? I'll never look at the
he just said, what's up? Nothing. He was just
saying. Oh, got you. Okay.
All right. let's get mad on Let's get Matt on the screen, and let's hear from what Modai has to say. All right, let's give Matt his song.
And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down. And it makes you feel down. Down. Down.
So the question, Matt, is: are you heating up with these home run picks yet?
I've never been more due in my entire life. So
suffering from a real case of due right now.
Incredibly due. We're already 0 for 1 for today, so these last two I'm feeling good about. The first one's Jake Berger. The odds are kind of stinky at plus 350, especially for someone who hasn't been that good. But the biggest thing is going up against the lefty. The primary is going to be a lefty, Eric Lauer. Even though Berger has not been good this year, he's still been crushing lefties. 278 ISO rate, 16.2% barrel rate. And Eric Lauer is not good. 14% barrel rate allowed, 63% hard hit rate, 42% fly ball rate. And then the last one I have, and Toast is going to like this one if he were here, is Gavin Sheets. Gavin Sheets has been on fire, absolutely on fire, plus 700 at Bet365 and I guess in ESPN Bet, although that might have moved. And you look at any stat over the last month against right-handed pitching, which I get is like a small sample size in the grand scheme of things, but best hitter on the Padres over the last month against righties. I mean, any stat you look at, ISO rate, WOBA, barrel rate, hard hit rate, and especially against the four-seam fastball, which is what he's going to see from Sandy Alcantara. And Alcantara has been terrible this year. He's gotten smoked by lefties, 13.5% barrel rate, 261 ISO rate allowed. And like I said, the pitch that's really getting crushed is this four-seamer, and that's what Sheets has been crushing. So, yeah, those are the two. If you want to do a no home run parlay, you'll probably hit it.
All right. A no home run. Wait, I have Marte here too. Is that not?
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, he got voided
and that game
yesterday.
started anyway, so.
Yeah, he's not in the lineup today either. I don't know what's going on with him, but not that it matters.
Oh, I just ended the poll. Sorry. So we got Timberwolves, Thunder, Minnesota looking to keep this series going. To be honest, I have no idea. I think Thunder win a low-scoring game, so I suppose I'll put under up as my pick, but, I mean, I don't know. I'll put under up. Chris, what do you think?
Well, I don't think under. I think,
Really?
these closeout games, Kyle, I had the numbers in front of me earlier. I'm not sure if I still have them up or not, but these closeout games, I want to say it's like 8 in a row that have actually gone up and over the total when it's a road dog in game. Like, as long as it's a road dog in the game, they typically just, you don't really like, you try to get your season. You're not winning. Like, the defense kind of lags off a little bit, and we've been seeing overs too. When I think about OKC, this is a team at the crib that you could go through the numbers, Kyle. I'm pretty sure you looked at them. Maybe you did, but if you didn't, you still got access to them. This team just had a 134.7 offensive rating, and this was in Minnesota, where their offense has stunk, which is on the road, right? Remember, go back to the series against Denver. They couldn't score the ball as well, and we think about them at home all season. Man, I think they're about to run Minnesota out the gym. Minnesota had their chance. They couldn't get a defensive stop or offensive rebound. A defensive rebound gave OKC 19 offensive rebounds in that last game. Like, if you can't stop them in your home court, I'd really have a hard time. OKC at home, they turn up. Julius Randle out there turning the basketball over. OKC running the other way. That's what I picture in the game. It's just maybe Minnesota's low-scoring game early. The threes start to fall, and we go way up and over the total, and OKC wins this game by 12 to 15 points. That's the way I see it.
I mean, I agree with the Oklahoma City side. I don't know. Both the games in Oklahoma City in this series, I get that weren't elimination games, but both the games in the both home games for OKC were low scoring. In game 2, we saw a crazy fourth quarter, like a 58-point fourth quarter that pushed it up over the total, but it was a pretty low scoring game. I don't know. I'm literally just spitballing. I mean, these markets are efficient as hell. It's game 5 of the Western Conference Finals game. 4 hours before tip. What do you think, Modai?
I agree with you that this series I don't have a great feel for. The other one I do. I feel like I have that Pacers-Knicks series correct. I was on the Pacers was on Jalen Brunson. Those hit. For this one, I only had one play, and I played it light. I played it for 3/4 of a unit as opposed to a normal full unit that I do. But I took Anthony Edwards 8+ rebounds, and this is really just betting on positive regression after game 4. He only had 4 rebounds in that game. He only had 8 rebound chances. Now, it's hard to rebound when the team doesn't miss, and that was obviously part of it. Oklahoma City Thunder offensive rating, like Chris said, was just incredible. But the first 3 games, 7 rebounds, or he hit this over in the first 3 games, 9 rebounds in all of them on 13, 14, and 14 rebound chances. And then you look at the regular season, he hit it in all 3 games, or sorry, he hit it in one of the 3 games, but 2 he went under. He had exactly 7 rebounds, and one of them he had 13 rebound chances. So it's generally a good matchup for Anthony Edwards and his rebound prop. Just kind of like the shot profile of the Thunder, and some, like, if they go small, it leads to a lot of rebounds to guards and stuff. So again, this was 3/4 of a unit, and honestly, like, if there were multiple games tonight, I'd probably sit this one out, but I kind of wanted to have something on it, so that's why I played it light. But yeah, Anthony Edwards 8+ rebounds, and right now the best offered price is +110 odds at looks like Hard Rock, and then you can get +105 at ESPN Bet.
All right, so if we want to play the elimination game, what about this? I'll keep Oklahoma City up. What about this? Maybe this is something we can get a little closer to agreement on. If you're saying the elimination game gets over the total, about a first half under then?
I could agree with that, Kyle. I do. I can kind of agree with that. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Minnesota's offense. I was somebody, Kyle, that who thought that this series was going to be an under series, and we've seen, like, what was it, 3 of the 4 games so far go way up and over the total. Because when you think about pace, right? Like, OKC likes to run fast, but Minnesota wants to run slow, right? So when I think about Minnesota and I think about them shooting the ball efficiently, which they can shoot efficiently, we saw that in the last game. Game 4, they shot efficiently at home. Game 3, they shot 50% from 3. So if those shots start to fall, that's what I kind of think. I think it's the 3-point variance, which is why we saw 254 points scored in the last game. Both teams hit 23s, right? I want to say something close to that. So I think if they fall today, Minnesota, they'll be living and dying by the 3 just to try to keep up. But yeah, when you can't stop them at home, you can't get that win at home. I just think it's kind of curtains for you. We've seen Anthony Edwards take down the old heads. He got a LeBron
legend killer or whatever.
Yeah, he's a legend killer, but he can't to SGA like, I'm your age, do something to me, and he hasn't been able to do so. And like I said, I think Julius Randle, his inability to be able to protect the basketball, I just think OKC runs away with it tonight. And it's not that Minnesota can't keep it close. I just think OKC wins this game, kind of like we saw Denver kind of run out of gas late in the last round too. So,
okay, Modi, where can you? I'm sure you have some kind of odds comparison tool that you use for props. Get me some kind of numbers on Terrence Shannon. Game's over. Shannon's in the game, down 20, and he's taking every shot.
I don't think he's available. Is he, Modi?
He's in the projected rotation.
Let's see, Terrence Shannon.
Oh, you're saying his props.
Right.
Oh, I thought you meant
Yeah, you can only bet his. No, you can go over 4.5 +100 at draft.
I want like a 20+ for like a crazy bet.
The most they're giving you is 15+ at +2,800.
Where's that?
BetMGM.
That's only DraftKings has that market.
I'm doing it. I'm betting it right now.
Dude,
when that dude's in the game, he takes every shot.
It's +100.
I don't hate that. He's just in there to get buckets.
No, but when he's in the game, especially if the game's over, dude's like, all right, it's Terrence Shannon time. Like,
it's my time. Yeah.
He takes every shot, so I can get a 15+ at 2,800. I better be here, Modi. I'm on DraftKings.
You can get a +100 in general, Kyle, for for him to get 5, double your money.
5 points? Who wants to?
Yes,
that doesn't sound fun.
Kyle doesn't take his pants off. Put his pants on for +100 odds. You know what I mean? It's not worth it.
Kyle's a wild guy, man. He's a wild guy.
All right, 15+ 2,800. I'm putting it on the screen. Bet is placed.
I'll tell you on over 3.5.
I just got a lot more excited for this game.
Where do you get 3.5 at, Modi?
One of the exchanges, no vig.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Those are my favorite, by the way. Not a sponsor. Those are my favorite. You just request your odds. If people don't like it, bet doesn't it just gets voided if nobody matches it. I think it's great.
I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, guys. Obviously, it's a plus 2,800 bet. So if you're tailing this, don't be a freak, man. Bet responsibly. This is me having fun. And if this game's a blowout at the end, Terrence Shannon's on the floor. He's trying to put up 30 in the second half. There you go.
So what you're saying, Kyle, is you like the Oklahoma City Thunder minus 15.5.
No, I do like Oklahoma City to cover, but I mean, who wants to lay 8.5 to the Timberwolves? I like.
That's the only way Shannon gonna get in the game and get 15 points.
Yeah, that's true.
Nah, bro, you never know. He's been getting minutes. But yeah, probably.
Maybe they want to spark. You never know.
You never know. Hold on, I'm putting it up on the screen.
I'd rather bet the under for the person that's going to be off the floor because Shannon's going to be on the floor. Who is that going to be, Marta? Is that Mike Conley?
There we go.
Yeah, it would be probably Conley.
Terrence Shannon, 15 plus, 2,800. I'm in. Just having some fun. Everybody, thank you for watching. Obviously, it's a short stream. We only had a few things to go through. Be back at midnight tonight. Then New York Knicks basketball tomorrow with the season on the line.
Two W games for tomorrow.
Kyle?
What's up, Chris?
I said you're probably going to bet the Knicks again tomorrow.
I mean, in game 4, when the Knicks were laying 6, I said Pacers plus 6 on the show. I'm not laying 5 points to the Pacers. I mean, I hope the Knicks win, and if it was maybe Knicks minus 2, but I'm not going to lay 5 with the Knicks. Maybe Knicks and under or something. I don't know.
Did you take the Knicks money line yesterday, or was that another game?
What's up?
Did you take Knicks money line yesterday, or is that a different? Or is that you're talking about a different game?
I took the Knicks money line in game 3 and 4.
Okay, so it was both of them. Okay.
There was one game where I think it was game 2 where the Knicks were laying 6, where I was like, I would take the Pacers here.
Yeah.
I forget, honestly. It all blends together. All right. Everyone, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Yeah, Modai, Chris, talk to you later, man.
See you guys.